Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Clueless Founder. The topic today is turning something that you are passionate about into a business. How do you monetize something that you care about and then get to do that as your job? So on the couch with me today, I've got Zunaid Baba, the founder of the Cape Hiking Experience. You can find them at capehikingexperience.com. All the links will be in the video description, so please do go and check them out, specifically if you want a curated path up Table Mountain. If this is sounding like something that you are interested in, grab a pen and a notebook and a cup of coffee and come and unpack some conversations with Zunaid today. Hello Zunaid and welcome to the couch. Thank you for blessing us with your time. We know that it's not easy to pull you away from your first or second or third love, which is the mountain. So we are very grateful to have you here. But maybe let's just kick off with a simple question. Tell us, who is Zunaid? What is Zunaid the human? Before we talk about Zunaid, the awesome mountain hiker.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it. I'm Zunaid Baba. I am 38 years old, currently married, no kids, 2 fur babies. That's about it. But yeah, that's just basically an intro to me. And I'm excited for the show.
I'm very happy to have you here. I've said this to a few people before. I've spoken about your experience and I'm excited to unpack it here today. I think what you offer is a very, very unique experience. And what excites me about your example is the fact that this is something that you were doing before it became a business. And now you get to do it as your job. And that's like the really cool. Yeah. So Zunaid, talk to me about your entrepreneurial journey, because even though you've got something very unique right now, this isn't your first stab at creating a business.
No, it's not. Actually, it's my third business I built. It started back in my first business was photography, 2015. Between 2014 and 2015. All started at my cousin's wedding, took snaps on my iPhone, and she loved the photos, and they kept pressurizing me in the sense of, motivating me and saying, listen, why didn't you try photography? Why didn't you? And I delayed it for about a year, and I decided, you know what, let me give it a shot. Went to, I think it was Game at the time, purchased a camera and, standard camera with a lens. I think I paid about 6,000 for this camera. I then took the camera, I ventured into hiking or nature shots. I love that. And that's where my hiking started, but we'll get to that. I used to go in the early hours of the morning, up Lions Head, up Table Mountain, and that's to get the best shots of the city.
Yes.
And I quietly enjoyed it. Yeah. And then I told myself, you know what? I enjoy photography. I need to try and monetize this. Make a business out of this. Yes. 2 years later, I got the understanding of it. I practiced, and then I ventured into weddings.
Yeah.
I enjoyed weddings from 2018 to 2020, and then COVID hit.
Yes.
That took an impact on most businesses.
Yes.
Including, photography being one. Functions were cancelled, events were cancelled. So that took a dip for about 3 years. And whilst working, I ended up switching jobs from 2015 to 2020. I switched jobs 3 times in the same industry, but different positions.
Yes.
So it obviously allowed me to get a slight increase in my salary, save a bit of money, get some gear because I obviously enjoyed it.
Yes.
Gear is extremely expensive in the photography, videography industry. What then took place, COVID hit, businesses closed.
Yeah.
But businesses also thrived. There was a lot of businesses that were thriving. I was fortunate enough to work for a company at the time that actually paid us a full salary to stay at home. So I was at home for an entire month, getting paid a full salary, and slowly we were getting back into work.
Once we figured out life in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. So I think fortunate or unfortunate, we couldn't go into the office as much as I wanted to because I love keeping active. I love to, do things and keep busy. So it was very difficult for me in COVID, not only myself, but probably the millions of people out there as well. I kept, and I told myself I need to learn a new skill, in this time because people were learning skills. And
we had more free time than we knew what to do with.
Yeah. And I think my my creative skills it came out in COVID because I was I was sitting a lot of Photoshop. I have to understand, watching YouTube videos. I learned a new skill, photo manipulation. I mean, that's just taking photos, random photos, and putting it together, making a complete photo of making something out of nothing but a few photos. And selling products came to mind. Okay, if I sell products, able to maybe sell it online. Perfect. That's the first step. Online. Now that it's COVID, people are purchasing online. First opportunity to start an online business. And that's when I decided, okay, how about I start branding and make custom items? That's when the idea came to mind. I'm like, wait, this could potentially work. That's when branding started.
Like just started rolling.
I started the business. I put some effort into it during COVID, and the business was launched on the 1st of September 2020. Very challenging for me. I made a lot of mistakes. I've wasted a lot in branding because you make mistakes. That costed me obviously money, but I was working. I was building a business and I was working, and I decided at some point I'm going to try and quit my job. And eventually go into it full time. Then what COVID taught me was, I don't put all your eggs in one basket. To diversify your income, you need to make sure that you have multiple businesses, because if one goes down, potentially the other one will, and that's what entrepreneurs do. I mean, everyone out there that's running big businesses, for example, filling stations. That people that own filling stations, that's not their only income.
Correct.
They have multiple incomes. They have franchises. They have maybe a Nando's or a pizza shop or something like that.
It's just to diversify from what you want.
Diversify from what you do, because if COVID hits, what do? You're losing. And that's what it taught me. And I decided, okay, I've got one business, photography, and started another one. And I think these two businesses speaks to each other. And I always, when I do branding for a client or when I'm out on an event, I always try and sell one business
as a second.
Said, this is what we do as well.
Cross sell.
And that's basically where the second business started in COVID. So
Zunaid, you've got all of these like different projects on the go, running multiple businesses, and you're working. You still hiking during this time? You still doing all of those things as well?
I do hike on weekends specifically, but I was still hiking. It became a weekend activity. It was a way for me to reset from the week. Working full time. That was my escape. My escape was actually getting out to nature, enjoying it. Whether I am hiking early morning or doing a sunset hike, it allows you to just to reset. And that helped me reset for the next week. I used to mainly hike on a Sunday. But now sometimes it's on a Saturday. So I mean, that was my weekends consistently.
You're now the founder of Cape Hiking Experience. How did this business birth? What was the story behind this new one?
I was working in corporate firstly. And I got promoted. Prior to me getting promoted, I was a lot in the mountains. I was working shifts, which allowed me to get my off days in the week, and I was to go in the mountain, and it allowed me to reset like this. I then got promoted. Mental health took a bit of a turn on me. And what I started to love doing, I didn't do it any longer. Hiking. I couldn't. On the weekend, I got guys messaging, "Are we hiking?" I never used to reply to. Because I was so mentally drained. The turning point there was I realized I'm making money. At the same time doing photography on a weekend, maybe doing branding on a weekend, that I'm not enjoying my life. So I decided to quit my jobs. I quitted my job with no backup, absolutely no backup.
Burnt the boat, you said.
Burnt the boat. And at the time, it was funny, a week, it was about 2 weeks before me
pulling the trigger.
Job, I was in the mountain with my friend, and we were hiking, and I asked him, listen, what business are you doing at the moment? He's like, I'm running Ubers. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, no, I have 5 cars and running Ubers. So I'm like, explain to me more. It's like, I own the cars, but I have drivers. I'm like, that's interesting. And how it's going. He's like, it's working for me. It's making it. I'm like, interesting. After I got home, went on the Uber site, looked at this, and I'm like, my car. Ride Uber. Why not register? I registered and I started driving.
Just to get the experience of...
To understand, okay, could this work? Because if I want to end up with 5 cars, I want to understand how this mechanism works. Get to it, understand how it works. Once I understand how it works, I'll be able to implement and maybe have 5 cars about.
Yeah. And that's such a key part, right? Especially about starting a new business. Often people look at a business through a lens and they say, I can run a business like X, Y, and Z. But you actually did the hard yards and you went to do the minute micro steps of a business first to validate your assumptions before you spent money on, like you said, getting the extra cars, getting the investments in the business. And I'd like to use that as today's mid-credit role, because I think often people look at an opportunity and they go, hey, I think I could do that with my time. Hey, I think I could run a business like that. But you're not really sure how to validate the steps from going from I think I can to knowing and understanding what is required to actually get it done. So for today's mid-roll credit, thank you, Zunaid, is head down to catalysthub.co.za, which is the platform that we're building where we're connecting entrepreneurs to services and other entrepreneurs to access a community to support you down that thinking process. So if you're looking for a safe place to bounce ideas, Catalyst Hub is a community that is right for you. So head down to the link in the description and go and check it out. Join the community. It's absolutely free and we can help validate that business idea for you. At least give you practical advice of how you can get it done yourself. So back to you, Zunaid. You've now done the hard yards in terms of registering on Uber. You're driving around Cape Town. You're figuring this thing out. Did you get your 5 cars?
No, I didn't.
Okay, tell us what happened.
Got something better. I ended up doing Uber.
Yes.
Thereafter, I hit tourist season. So during December, I was picking up mainly tourists.
Yes.
By that time, I really quit my job. Doing Uber after work, I was looking at the numbers versus what I was getting. I'm like, this can work. I think I made the right decision by quitting my job, which I think I did. I could think better.
Yeah, you had more time.
I communicated better with people, slept better, all because of my job. December 2024, I ran Uber for the entire month in this industry. Picked up so many tourists. Again, South Africa, Cape Town especially, is a tourist hub.
The number 1 city in the world. Yes.
So I had a lot of people asking me, hey, we want to go hike. Do you know anybody that can take us? We don't want to go alone.
Yeah.
I said, yes, I do. Here's the person's number. You can contact them. Trust me. You can take it. No, we trust you. And I ended up giving work away.
Yeah.
Consistently giving work away. And I realized at some point I stopped and I'm like, well, wait. Why can't I do this myself?
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Why not? Why can't I take you on the hike? I then took a couple of days. I researched this entire business. I researched the entire industry. Again, 2024, the internet has everything.
Yes.
All the
Nothing's new under the sun. Yeah.
I just had to understand where it is, what happens, what do I need to do to actually get this going. While doing Uber, I had to register myself to study to become a guide, which took approximately 9 months.
Wow.
The process was quite, not strict, but it was quite demanding.
Yes.
Because you have to register with a registered institution. You have to do a lot of assignments. You've got an 8-hour exam, which you need to write. You've got to provide them with approximately 25 hikes you've done before, either led or co-led.
Okay.
That needs to be proven on a journal.
Yes.
They have to log it on a logbook in order for you to obviously submit it to them.
Yes.
The second last thing is the actual 8-hour exam.
Yes.
Which I had to write. And then thereafter was a practical 2 days in the Truesburg Mountain.
And that's something that I want to latch on to, because not only do you see a gap, but you respected it enough to follow the correct path so that you're not just a random person, again, looking out from the outside going, I could do this and I'm going to figure out my way as I go. But you got the accreditation, you respected the process, you participated. Now you are a fully licensed tour guide, or not tour guide, sorry. Now you are a fully licensed mountaineer. So yes, fully certified mountaineer. What's next?
Well, I first need to master where I am at the moment, especially with Cape hiking, before start moving into other avenues. There are other avenues, boat trips, counter selling again on the mountain, so I can offer you a boat ride.
Yes.
4x4 tours in the mountain. I think that's that's something for the years to come. And I want to get this business on a level where I will be in the business, but it's actually running on its own. And I potentially want to employ somebody in the next coming years to run the business completely. I will still be there. I'll still do hikes, but I currently have 6 guides, which I potentially give work to when the old bookings come through.
Okay.
So they work for themselves, but they're also on call when I require them and say, hey, I can't do this.
You've got a network.
I've got a network, and that's very important in this industry as well.
Yes.
I mean, in any industry, I mean, if you want to make it out there, networking is extremely important.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's basically where I am. And I think I need to grow it and make sure that I'm good at it before moving on to something else, because you will fail if you haven't mastered something before.
Yes.
To a couple of add-ons to it. So
that's pretty
So that's basically in the next, I don't know, let's see, 2 to 3 years potentially. Let's see. But yeah, so that's basically where it's at. Okay, biking experience.
Cool. So Zunaid, talk to me about this Cape hiking experience. I'm going to phone you tomorrow and say, I want to go up Table Mountain in the best possible way. Why is there a benefit in using your service?
Okay, so as a guide, you will get the experience of knowing about the area, knowing about the history of the mountain, knowing about the flowers,
Yes.
knowing about areas in Cape Town potentially which you don't know about. The kramats, for example.
Yes.
6 kramats in Cape Town, which some people don't know the history of, you know. So yeah, I mean, you get to see the kramat from Table Mountain,
Cool.
Lion's Head, you know, that's, and you get to get the history we've seen over the past couple of months. And I mean, I'm in a lot of WhatsApp groups where when something happens on the mountain, I'm not saying I'm the first to know. Whoever's in the WhatsApp group is the first to know, because things do happen.
Yes.
People get lost.
Yes.
You know, they take a wrong turn.
Yes.
Even injury happens on the mountain. What do you do?
Yes.
Who do you call? You're going to panic. If a guide's with you, calm you down, make sure that you're fine.
Yes.
Check the injury, because we have to go. One of the requirements is first aid.
Yes.
So I'm a qualified first aid level 3. So if something has happened on the mountain, I will know how to react, who to call, how to stabilize.
Sure.
Which hasn't happened before.
Yes. But should it, you already
happen, you need to be prepared. And I see a lot on the mountain, especially on Lion's Head. A lot of people go up the mountain and they're not adequately prepared.
Yes.
With, for example, the shoes that they're wearing.
Yeah.
I was a perfect example. I was on a tour with 6 clients. Luckily, I took a friend with me that's also starting to become a guide. I went on the mountain. We went all the way to the summit. Coming down, there was a person that I found that was dehydrated, that didn't have any water with her. And stopped. I composed myself, even though she's not my responsibility.
Yes.
But when you're obviously doing the cause, I was to say, listen, if someone is
in distress,
help them.
Yes.
I couldn't have left.
Yeah.
What I then done was I told my guide, I said, listen, I'm going to ask you just to take the clients down to a safe spot.
Yes.
He knew the mountain. We hiked together quite often. He took them down. I made sure that the girl was okay. I asked questions. What are you feeling? What's happening? You know, and then she mentioned heights, and I'm like, what do you mean? My father has a fear of heights, but of course, that's right to me. And I'm like, don't worry, I'll take you down. Make sure you're okay. Do you want me to contact anybody? And she had a phone and not even water.
Sure.
Almost on top of land.
So
they're not adequately prepared. And I think that's what I take you through. To get briefed before the time, on the tour, before the tour, what to bring, and especially on the mountain, weather changes
very quickly.
In different conditions, because I've been hiking for years. So whether it's raining, whether it's storming, I still go.
Yes.
Because I'm used to these conditions.
Yes.
And I can do it. And people
you can
think
adapt.
When I post something on social media or WhatsApp and I get all these messages, why are you hiking in the rain? And I can tell you this is nothing like bad weather.
Yes.
It's something called bad gear.
So yes.
Prepared, you will fight.
You've read Bear Grylls' book.
Basically. Yeah. So, and I think that's the benefits. You get the benefits of being safe.
Yes.
And understanding the area. And just getting that experience.
And that adds to it, right? Because it's really cool if I know that I'm with somebody I can trust.
Yes.
Somebody that knows the landscape, because I certainly don't, especially if I'm in a foreign country. And here you are an expert in your field.
Yeah.
but not only that, you get to enjoy yourself. You provide this curated experience for someone else, but you get to enjoy it because it's something that you like. One of the other things that I want to unpack around this is something that you enjoy. This is something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
What kind of practical tips would you have for somebody looking in on your space or wanting to do something similar to get going? Like, how can they emulate what you've done? It doesn't necessarily have to be hiking, but what kind of practical tips do you have for budding entrepreneurs that are looking out at the world saying, hey, I love doing X, Y, and Z. How can I monetize that?
Well, I think if it's your passion and if you love doing something, I think do research.
Yes.
This can be anything in terms of product related if you want to sell a product. But I think for me, if you keep hearing the same signals from different people, that is your sign to say, listen, I can make it. Don't think twice about
Yes.
it. Don't think twice about it. Just do it. And just, it's going to come with its own challenges.
That's so awesome. So like start with a little bit of research, but listen for the signals. And if people are giving you positive inputs, then do it, because there will be space. Often people are saying things like, hey, Craig, you're on camera, and it's a little cringe sometimes. Right? So I feel cringe putting myself on camera, but I think what I'm doing is in terms of the signals I'm getting is that people like to connect with entrepreneurs like yourself.
Yeah.
They like to understand that you don't have to have all the right gear. You don't have to have all the right tools. And even though we're talking about something really cool that you are doing, what you are enabling by being on camera and by having this conversation is that somebody listening, somebody watching maybe has a different idea for a different venture, but they can associate themselves with vicariously living through the Cape Hiking Experience founder and go, hey, I was doing that, or I could do what he's doing. But what I'd like to do is bring attention to builders like yourself that is out there every single day trying to make a success out of something that they feel strongly about, that they feel passionate about, that they feel love for, and you building that. And I think that is really, really awesome. And thank you for being vulnerable with me on the couch today. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Craig.
Anything for the future? I think with any closing thoughts, anything that you are optimistic about for yourself, for the industry at large?
Well, looking at the industry, I mean, it's a booming industry.
Yes.
I'm looking at growing the business. I mean, like I said before, within the next 5 years to actually grow it where I need it to be. And just, continue to network. And I think anybody out there that wants to start anything, I think in any industry, in my experience, is networking.
Yes.
Whether I've done it through my Cape hiking, which I need to do it often.
Yes.
With a lot of providers such as hotels and tour guides on the ground. Networking is key.
Yes.
Same with photography that I've been doing.
Yes.
I don't advertise quite often for photography. It's been a word of mouth.
Yes.
And it's like, do I have the capacity to do it?
Yeah.
Can I do it? Is my personal life not going to be affected in a sense of I'm doing too much?
Correct.
And I mean, you're doing too much is going to lead to a burnout.
Correct.
Point which, potentially I've no experience while working in corporate and doing multiple things.
Yes.
So try and craft something that it's going to work. For me, it was, I love all three things.
Yeah.
I can't let one go. Photography is one of it. Branding, I mean, I love doing branding. And because I've started something in COVID, I think this is something that I don't want to potentially give away. So
Yes.
maintaining it at my pace. Yes, I know it's something that I can grow and have a lot of shops here and here. But I think I don't want to tie myself down into something that is Monday to Sunday. That's something that I want to work on potentially, if I can potentially add somebody to run it.
Yeah.
But right now I'm running all three, which is perfectly fine.
Yes.
I'm managing. I'm not getting burned out. Just how you manage it,
Yeah.
and how you manage your time. I think that's potentially important. So I'm able to juggle all three at the same time. It's just how you do it.
Yeah. You mentioned something that I think is pretty cool, and I watched a podcast about the YouTube creator economy. I forget the name of the podcast now, but it was featuring Marques Brownlee, the guy behind the MKBHD channel, the tech YouTuber. He was sharing his story about bringing on people into his team once his channel started taking off. He spoke about the philosophy of the octopus. So we know the octopus has 8 tentacles.
Yes.
And as a business owner, you were trying to do a lot of things at one time. But then he went a little deeper and he says, a lot of people don't know that the octopus has 3 hearts. Yeah. So as a business owner, in order for your business to really develop, you have to make sense with the fact that you have to chop off a limb.
Of course.
And you have to hand that responsibility over to someone else. But the key thing about driving the authenticity behind your brand is maintaining the three hearts of the things that you absolutely love. And that's what you'll keep close. And I think that's what a lot of people in our space as founders and entrepreneurs, they struggle with giving away a certain responsibility of like managing the business. But in order for you to grow, you have to keep the things you love and make peace with the fact that somebody else has to master the things that tie you down or tear your focus.
Yeah.
So Zunaid, I want to say thank you for you being on the couch today. I want to say thank you for being here. I want to wish you all of the success for the Cape hiking experience. I think it's a massively niche market. You found your niche and you found your use case that is actually so cool. I can't wait to see that brand being represented on potentially Kilimanjaro. So maybe going up a different mountain, or maybe somewhere else in the world. I think like the fact that Cape Town is such a tourist hub and location, you were doing the right thing in the right place at the right time. So now it's just about replicating that as many times as possible. And I want to wish you all the success with that. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
And there you have it, guys. Another episode of the Clueless Founder has come to an end, and I hope that you found some value in what we unpacked here today. It is so easy to lose focus of something that you are passionate about. It's also easy to become distracted and to become overwhelmed and overworked by taking on too much. I hope that you found some pearls of wisdom in the discussions today to know that you should take on only what you think is healthy and leave the other tasks alone that isn't going to bring you the joy that you need. And always put yourself first. In the discussion today, some of the things that I've taken away personally is the idea to focus on personal health and well-being ahead of running a business, ahead of getting busy, ahead of making money. You can do so much more if you have a clear mind and you have enough time and enough energy to be able to work through the problems that you are solving. So I hope you've taken away some values today. I know I certainly have. So I'm so grateful to Zunaid and his team for being here. As always, the information will be available to connect with him if you are interested in a curated hike up Table Mountain. All the links will be available in the description below. Again, thank you for today. Thank you for making the time to watch. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm a real YouTuber now, so please, you're going to hear that often from me. And have a wonderful day.